Hey YouTube, it's Radio, and I'm back again with Game 2 now of my Chaos Dragons versus Mermails. In Game 1, I had all the answers. If you haven't seen the game, there'll be a link in the description below. But I just had everything I needed at the exact right time. And so I pretty much shut him down and wouldn't let him do anything except for he got a Leo swing in at the very beginning of the game. Like I said before, this Mermails can be a very difficult matchup for me because sometimes I can set up turn 1 with a Leo or Beals or something, and then other times I'm forced to just play a Curry Bandit or a Raiden or something and just try to get some mill in the graveyard. And so I believe, yeah, he starts off first and he just sets one, so I'm assuming he didn't do too great or have too great of a first hand. So, and neither did I, though. Actually, I remember now. I summon an Eclipse Wyvern and swing for 1600. But I think I just needed this Wyvern in the graveyard and start, to banish Dad and then start doing some other stuff with. I don't recall what was in my hand, though, however. So he reveals Megalo, pitches 2, and then swings, yeah. So I took 1200, and then I get Wyvern's effect, which is kind of good. I don't have a dark in my graveyard, so it kind of sucks. But I grabbed Dad with it, and I know I'm just setting up plays for later. And that's all this deck is. It's just trying to get resources ready, and with Dad it can be a trick because with the rest of the deck you kind of just want to send as much to the graveyard as possible, but with Dad you kind of got to plan things out a little bit more. So I simply set a monster in defense position and set 2 back row and then pass, and feeling pretty confident. I just gotta get. Sometimes it can get hard to get the game rolling, unfortunately. So I got a Plague in the graveyard. That was what was face down, and now I do have a Light and Dark in the graveyard. Although Plague isn't something you would normally want to banish. Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do in this deck. So I summon Chaos Sorcerer. Wyvern's effect adds Dad to my hand, which is a little irrelevant for right now, but then Chaos Sorcerer banished Megalo, and then I normal summon a Plague, and then I get a Beals out, and he Max C'd me. I kind of rushed that, so I let him go ahead and play Max C. It's kind of my fault. I just kind of said Plague and then Synchro, and he's like, oh, wait a minute. But so now I got a Beals, and then I swing into Sphere, and then he pops out Lind, and then I just proceed to end phase, and then Lin goes off, and then now that's a little bit scary because he has Tidal Engrave and now 2 Waters Engrave as well, so he's got some plays, I guess. He pulls out Lead with Lind, so he's got 1 level 7 and then Tidal Engrave. He draws for turn, and then activates Tidal, but I have the Clutch Debunk. So now he just banished, got 3 of his monsters banished, and nothing to show for it. And this game, so far, I've done an amazing job of just controlling his graveyard, and he has nothing to show for it. So I don't have any more plays. Right now I have really nothing to mill, which is unfortunate. I swing on Lead, and he activates Lance. So I take 500, but then Beals gains 500. So now I have a 3,500 Beals, which is pretty good. Not the best, but it would be bad if he had a play here and went into like Big Eye or something and then swung at me with the 3,500 Beals. That would be terrible. But fortunately, I assume he's just drawing into spells and traps or something right now. And so he sets a monster, which I assume is Lind. I swing on Lead, and he takes 800 damage. And so I think he's just out of rank 7s, or level 7s for the moment. and then he passes on to me. And then here's where the game gets bizarre. I want to speed the game up before he does get to resources and does big eye me. So that's the thing with Chaos Dragons. You want it to be as OTK as possible. And so I have to make a difficult decision here. And I have 2 Darks engraved, so I tribute Beals to summon Malicious. Which is probably not something you see every day, but then it makes 3 Darks in my graveyard, and I am able to summon Dad, which is pretty phenomenal. And then I go to activate Plague Spreader Zombie, and then I would have had another Beals, but he debunks my Plague Spreader Zombie, so that actually hurt a lot, because I was going to have a very massive board out of this very irregular play. And then so he forces me yet again to think outside the box, and I activate Dad's effect to blow up the back row. I figured it was a sphere, but I just wanted to make sure. And I know so hard that that face down monster is a lend, so I knew that would go off anyway. But I figured the face down, or the back row, could have been something else. So he special summons a Pike, and he does not activate the effect. He's just providing a wall for right now. So, but anyway, again, I'm trying to finish the game, and I can't do that with just a Dad and a Malicious. So I actually banished Malicious, or not Malicious, I banished Dad for Red MD, and use Red MD's effect to special summon Beals. And now I have a better board. Still, I wish I had that. I wish that Plague Spreader had went off. But, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. So I was actually wrong about that face down monster. It was infantry. And which kind of sucked, because he, if he had left that infantry in hand when he summoned Pike, he would have been able to pitch it and kill my Dad, and that would have been catastrophic. But I guess he was just trying to get some defense. I don't know why he did that, though. Or maybe he's trying to fake me out. So now he sets a monster, sets 2 and passes. And then I draw into a Light Pulsar Dragon. I remember that. And then so I use Red MD's effect to special summon him, because I have no resources in my graveyard. I have not milled at all with anything. And then I go into an M7, use M7's effect to pop that monster back to his hand, and then that's game. His back row is irrelevant. So please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Rarityho, and peace out.